Hello, I'm Luigi Pesce Ibarra. I'm a Ph.D. I'm a neuroscientist. I just graduated from Stony Brook University, and I specialize on traumatic brain injury concussion.
Well, congratulations on graduating.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
So now, how long were you in school studying?
11 years. I'm 28 now. I did 2 years medical school in Venezuela, 4-year college here, psychology, biology, 1 year master's in neuroscience, and then my PhD in 4 years, exactly 4 years. I started on August 19, 2015, finished on August 19, 2019. I thought it was very, very coincidence.
So I would assume you really know your stuff. 11 years studying something in the field. How do you feel about, all those years in school and now out in the real world, putting your studies into practice?
I've received a lot of great feedback because I just didn't focus on one thing. I did a lot of interdisciplinary education. So all the way from psychology to human sciences to the social aspect of the behavior of the neuroscience of traumatic brain injury, how they're living their everyday lives with, their disabilities, their quality of life. So I received very positive feedback. It's hard not being at the university now because you have a big infrastructure, but I have spent a lot of time working other fields. I interned in Washington as a public research assistant for 3 months. I've been working with an internet company of United Nations, so I try to move and try to learn corporate America before I jump on it.
So you've been busy.
Yes, haven't slept in 11 years.
Oh my God. Well, so today with the topic of disruptive technologists, it's about technology and artificial intelligence, but with, healthcare and advancements in that. So what have you seen? You deal with traumatic brain injuries. That's something that is not a light matter at all. So technology is really important.
Correct.
So what are advancements that you've seen that you think really help what you do and the area you specialize in?
It's a triangle of advantages. One, for the money. We are trying to develop tools that means that we don't have to lose money on very expensive MRI and brain imaging techniques, or also DNA samples to see if the person had a brain injury based on their proteins that take forever. So that's one. Two, we've seen the growth for patients that are, much susceptible to get electrodes on their heart, on their head, and see if there's a diagnosis, as opposed to be inside of a MRI machine with claustrophobia, with the doctor, with insurance. And then three, we see a positive advantage at the university. We see a lot of coalitions and relations and connections between a biomedical engineering department, a medical department, a neuroscience department, trying different things to make things better for the patients.
Yeah, and it's amazing too, I'm sure even the 11 years that you were in school, there's been so many advancements.
Correct.
From what you've seen in surgeries and treatments and medications.
Yes.
So what do you think? So today, a lot of people are going to be in this audience that they don't really know what's going on, in terms of technology in modern medicine and healthcare. What do you think is really important for the average person to know?
Well, I think it's very important for them to know that technology doesn't necessarily replace jobs, at least not in the fields of medicine, in the fields of research, and in the fields of engineer or even lawyers, okay? We see that technology is replacing jobs, it's taking away jobs, closing companies of what we call blue-collar working class, jobs that are very repetitive in terms of movement, cognition. But for the college-educated people in America, actually technology has helped them more. I can give you examples of lawyers that use, instead of using grammar, having their secretary or spending time on the things, there's now new softwares that actually read things for you. The same for us when you publish a thesis. In the terms of surgeries, there's been more devices that actually improve surgery, and that doesn't take away the job of surgeon, that actually builds upon and creates jobs of different technicians, extra nurses, extra physicians within the OR to try to work them. At Stony Brook University, where I did my PhD, they were very excited every time they have a new technology development. It didn't came through as, someone's losing their jobs. So it's very important that people know that technology is not necessarily the enemy of people losing jobs. That's what I want the average person to know.
Right. And I think a topic like this is going to be very, I think it's going to be very clear to somebody because in the past, it's been AI and technology, and things about losing jobs and other like really general, broad subjects. This is something closer to home because everyone's gone to a doctor before.
Exactly.
Everyone at least knows somebody that has had, either has a condition or takes, medication daily. Or so it's nice to be able to see like this big theme of tech, which is sometimes scary, but put in like a real world scenario, which is taking care of our mind, spirit and bodies.
And even things like scheduling appointments with doctors and getting better diagnosed, being able to track the diseases. It's the average person shouldn't be scared of technology. I know there's a lot of talk in the media. There's there should be embracing it and moving forward, and it's gonna make things better. I think it's gonna have a big positive impact, and at least in the field of neuroscience, it's creating a lot of positive impacts, and more importantly, it's creating a lot of connections. Now, like 11 years ago, I would never see that the computer science department has meetings with the cardiovascular department. That's just what do they have in common? So now they have a purpose, they have a goal, they have a research thing, and anything that is collaboration, it's always improving.
Yeah, that's very cool. I love that too, working together to make the world a better place.
Absolutely, and hopefully we can add something to it.
Yes. Well, I think that's a perfect way to finalize this interview. Thank you so much, Luigi.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I
Thank you so
look
much.
forward to hearing you speak too. You got some really wonderful opinions, and I'm sure I hope one day to have you on my team if I ever need medical assistance or
oriented see who's a bit.
anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Looking forward for the debate too. I like
Yes.
the contrast. Yeah.
Nice.